What is the very first step that you take when you see a problem and you want to change it? That is a question that I have posed to my audience on Instagram and Facebook a few times over the past couple years. And to be honest, the responses have stayed pretty consistent. A lot of people are saying that they are going to really understand what's going wrong, and then some people are saying, we're just going to forget about what's going wrong. We're not looking at the past. We are going to set up a goal for what good looks like in the future and run in that direction. So we need to have some steps and things that'll take us along the way. But the problem is that both of those options and different variations on those same two kind of points, look at the problem and look at what you want to see in the future, they both miss the very first step. And when you miss that very first step, like we so often do, that is the very reason why your changes don't stick. That is the very reason why I have clients coming to me that are so frustrated because they're not seeing the traction that they want to be seeing. It is the exact reason why I have people coming on discovery calls with me that have, listened to podcasts, read books, watched videos, and they are always feeling like they're taking one step forward and then two steps, because the problem is you can't move forward consistently. You can't take those steps toward the goal that you want to see when you have that same old script running in the back of your brain, when it is telling you all of those things that you used to believe that you're not even sure you still do. It is going to keep you from making the progress that you want to make in the future. And side note, it's sabotaging all of those things that you think aren't even your problem to begin with. Because you have these beliefs in your mind, you have these thoughts in your mind, these pictures that you're not even realizing are there. You have beliefs like, the world is just rigged against me. This isn't my fault. This is not set up for me to succeed, right? Give me a like below on this video if you've ever thought that. If you have ever felt like this world is just rigged against me. Or I don't know what I'm doing yet. I would love to be better at this, but I'm still just so new, or I'm still just feeling like an imposter. I don't belong here. That is why things aren't going the way I want them to go. You can set all the goals in the world, but if you feel like you don't belong, if you feel like you are an imposter in the area that you're in, it will be so challenging for you to ever see progress on it. Or what about this one? Have you ever thought women are just held to a higher standard? It is so difficult for us to move ahead because women are consistently and structurally held back. Or maybe it's this: no one is listening to me, anyways. It doesn't matter how much I develop myself, how much I fix my mindset, how much I focus on what I can do, because no one is listening to me. If you have any of those running in the back of your head, or any one of 1,000 other beliefs that are back there, that are in the cobwebs of your mind, set there probably years, maybe even decades ago, that aren't serving you, you will not be able to move forward while they are still there. I was talking to someone on a coaching call today, and she said, it is just crazy to even think about the beliefs that you hold on to. And now you've even forgotten why you believed it in the first place. Now, I know for myself and for many of us, there are just so many of those kind of rolling around, like I said, in the cobwebs of your mind. The other day, my little boy wanted to wear shorts to school. It was a gym day. He likes to wear shorts on gym days so he can run around and play. And I said, no, because it's not 50 degrees yet. What does that mean? That is a rule that was from my childhood. I loved wearing dresses. I loved wearing skirts. I wore them constantly. But my parents had a rule that if it was under 50 degrees, then you had to wear pants. So stubborn me, I wore a skirt over my pants, which looked great, by the way, let me tell you. But now in the year 2025, I am still telling my children that if it isn't 50 degrees outside, they have to wear pants. I didn't make a conscious decision about this belief. It just fell out of my mouth because it's been there so long. Now, is wearing pants when it's cold outside is that hurting anyone? Probably not. But if something so silly that I don't even give it a second thought is in my brain, how many more beliefs that really are holding you back, that really are holding me back, are still filtering around back there? And if we run into a problem, if we run into something that we want to change, if we are still relying on those old, outdated things that we never even considered why that belief is sitting back there, how are we going to be able to change them for good? And I mean that in the for good Galinda Alphaba type of way, right? Like for the better, right? For a positive reason, and also for the duration. Because part of the problem is that we can act on it, right? We can take action towards that goal, towards that new result that we want to see. But if we don't have this fundamental belief that is supporting it, we're going to lose traction. Now, I want you to recognize your beliefs. I want you to be aware of those scripts that are running in the back of your head. That is what is going to allow you to make a decision going forward. But how do we do that? Because we aren't consciously aware of them. I wasn't consciously aware that I still thought that it had to be more than 50 degrees to wear shorts outside, right? So you need someone to help point that out for you. It's sort of like when you have spinach in your teeth. Say you had an omelet in the morning for breakfast, you go through your entire day and you're like, "Oh my god, I still have spinach in my teeth?" Right? Why didn't anyone tell me? I would have fixed that. I would have gotten the spinach out of my teeth. The last thing that I want for you, my friend, is for you to get to the end of your career or to get, 10 or even 5 or even 1 year down the road and say, "Why didn't someone tell me?" That is why you work with someone who can point out these beliefs and these thought patterns in your mind, because we can be the friend that comes alongside you and says, "Hey, there's you got a little some how about we take care of that?" Right? Because it's one thing to find out later and to realize, "Oh, that is why everyone was looking at me funny. That is why I didn't get the job because everyone was so distracted by the food in my mouth," right? But it's a whole other thing to be able to proactively take care of whatever that awkward thing is, to be aware of that disgusting food in your teeth type belief that is rolling around in the back of your brain, and be able to do something about it now so that you can move forward. Because all change starts with awareness. It doesn't start with setting your goal. It doesn't start with deciding what good looks like and running towards it. It doesn't even start with kind of picking apart the actual problem. It starts with this overall awareness of everything that's playing into it. And so, for you, my friend, as the leader, that is awareness of the beliefs of the scripts that are running in the back of your mind. Now, ProSci has this whole process around change management that it's called ADKAR, right? So it's awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. And if you don't have awareness of the entirety of what is impacting it, there is no way that you can build a desire, a knowledge, or an ability strong enough to be able to maintain the change long term. So that is where I want you to start. I want you to take that spinach in your teeth, that everything is rigged against me. I don't belong here. That feeling that women are just constantly held to a higher standard and there's no way to reach it. That feeling that no one is listening to you anyway. And I want to be able to switch that for you. Okay. So we're going to be aware of what is happening, what the script is that is running in the back of your brain, so that we can take those things and switch from the world is rigged against me to I have control of my story. And no one writes that but me and God. The world isn't rigged against me. I control things. Or going from I don't belong here to my work will speak for itself. Thank you very much. It's a way to say that I'm going to prove myself, but the belief underneath it is something that you can grasp onto, right? It is tangible. My work is going to speak for itself means that you get to write this story, like I just said, on a consistent basis. And you get to prove to yourself every single day that you do belong here because you are building the evidence every single time. It's going from thinking that women are held to a higher standard, whether that is true or not, to believing that I can exceed any standard. My body of work is going to be such that I can exceed any standard they set out there for me. I don't care how high it is. Or maybe you are feeling just so helpless because it feels so outside of you that people aren't listening to you. And when you have an underlying belief that I can make my voice heard, then you can build your communication skills on that firm foundation, on that belief that you can make any changes you want because you will know how to make your voice heard. Suddenly, making the change of investing in a coach, building your leadership skills, building your communication skills, all of those things seem so much more doable, so much more tangible. And honestly, why would you not? Because you are a person who can exceed any standard. You might just need the path to get there. You are the person who can make your voice heard, but you want to make sure that the words are going to be impactful for everyone that you're communicating to. Now you have a higher level of responsibility for that communication, right? Because they are listening to you. And as you do that, as you take those steps, as you build those skills, you are taking control of your story and you are writing a completely new chapter. Ed Milet says that at any time you get to turn the page. You get to turn the page and write an entire new chapter of your life. This can be that time, my friend. You can take this opportunity and start writing your new chapter that includes all of the great stories of how you climbed that mountain and built those skills so that you became the person who can sit at the summit. If that is something that you want, if you want to be that person, it starts with the awareness of the beliefs that are in your head and then building the skills that will help you create that change in your life. And a coach can absolutely do that for you. If that is something that interests you, that you would want that map, that GPS step by step to help you uncover those beliefs, replace them with these really useful ones, and create the step by step navigation to get you where you want to go, then I want you to click the link down below so that we can have a conversation around what that summit could look like for you. I hope that this was helpful. I know that I kind of got on one today, so I hope that regardless of what you do for your next steps, I hope that this unlocked an awareness of your current beliefs for you today and maybe gave you some ideas on how you can shift them in the future. I would love to have a conversation around what that summit could look like for you. So you can find that link down below, as well as the blog and tons of other free resources. And if you would be so kind, if this was helpful for you today in any way, share it with someone who also needs this message, who is also struggling with those underlying scripts in the back of their mind, and they want to step out of them, but don't know how. Maybe this video could be the very thing that transforms their life, and it could all be because of you. All right. Have a wonderful day, my friends. I will talk to you